Pardon the zoom. Oh. All right, we're going to roll.
I forgot to do it.
What's up, Victor? Let's go. This is going to be a fun event. I'm really looking forward to this one. All right?
Mm-hmm.
While she's getting logged in, if this video cuts out, if it just randomly stops, I'm sorry, or we are sorry in advance. The internet here can be sketchy on good days, and it's raining outside, right?
Yes.
All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
Log in. Let's get down. All right, hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. This actual show is going to be a little bit on the random side. We had lessons for today, but it's raining, so we went grocery shopping. We came home, and a nice, interesting event happened when Carla took our oldest son, Jonathan, to the bank to get something notarized that he needed for when he goes back to Colorado, to the Air Force Academy. Anyway, long story short, is if you follow this channel or since day one, Carla has just recently kind of rounded the corner on liking Novak Djokovic as a whole. I think she's always respected his game and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, here recently, I think she's seen the light. However, today we found out once again why tennis is such a small world. And I'm going to shut up here, but Carla, we got home from the grocery store. She left with our oldest son to go to our bank to get something notarized. And this is what happened. All I know is I was stringing a racket, which is right there. And she came and she was like, oh my gosh, listen to what happened. What happened, Carla?
Well, like you said, we got back from the grocery stores and I told Jonathan, let's go to the bank. I've never been to the bank here in the island. They only have one small bank. I think it's called the First One Bank. Or the First Bank, something like that.
We should give the bank a shout out, right?
I think it's the First One Bank or the First Bank. I'm not sure because I've never been there.
Oh, you don't have the
yeah, it's right there. It's the blue envelope. Just give me the blue envelope.
Yeah, you gotta give the bank a shout out.
So it's a small bank, and I don't use the bank because I've had a bank for a long time. It doesn't say her bank here, but I'm sure it's the First Bank. Here you go.
All right.
I'm sure it's the First Bank. And as soon as I walk in, and there's two tellers and there's a lady sitting down, in the main part, like when the managers sit down, the ones who do the main stuff. And they said, hello, how are you guys? And I said, hello, anyone here notarizes anything? And the lady sitting on the desk said, I do. And she said, I heard you hate Novak Djokovic. And I was like,
So was it the type of thing where you were just sitting there and you were just...
No, I was standing.
But
I just walked in.
But in other words, you were just thinking of your normal human everyday things in your head, and
sure.
all of a sudden, this kind of blindsides you. It's like, hey, I heard you didn't like...
Well, she said in her accent, I heard you hate Novak Djokovic, eh?
Oh, so she had a Serbian accent.
Yes, and I said, yeah. I'm like, oh, I was like, you must be William's wife.
Oh, now who was William?
And William is his name, Harper. He's a gentleman that plays golf at where we teach.
The country club, yeah.
Yeah, and he plays golf every morning. And his wife is from Serbia, but I never met her before. Well, I didn't know she was from Serbia. I knew she was from somewhere, some Europe country, right? I just didn't know from where. And she says, just for that, I would charge you double.
Yeah, and by the way, some extra credit where credit is due. William isn't just someone that goes and plays golf every day. When we get to the courts every morning, Carla and I are unloading stuff, and he's getting golf carts and cutting grass, and this is like early in the morning. Anyway, long story short is William is someone that is always out there with us every single day, grinding it out, but his forte is golf.
Yes.
Anyway.
So she says, then I would charge you double. So we sit down, and she's like, sit. And so I said, she's like, so Novak Djokovic, you hate him. And so I start telling her, no, it's not that I hate him. I kind of felt put on the spot.
Oh, I think so.
I said, I respect his game. He's just not one of my favorite. I love, I couldn't even say Nadal because I felt bad saying Nadal. She's like, yeah. She said, it's like Federer. When he first came out, he's German-Swiss. She said, nothing against German, she said, but he's German-Swiss. he's like, and his, he's not emotional. You need to cry. She says, you need to cry. And she said, his wife, Mirka, what a bitch.
Oh, really? So she even put that accent on the bitch word?
She said, what a bitch. And my son and I looked at each other. We're like, oh.
Now this is random in a bank, right? So look, she is passionate.
Yeah.
She's definitely passionate because she's at her place of work, which is very respectable. And now she's like, sit down, and Mirka's a bitch.
Yeah, she's
so,
a bitch.
Okay, so keep going.
So she says, so she says, well, what do you need to get notarized? And so I show her the paper. And I give her the IDs. She starts reading it. She's like, okay, you need to fill out here. And I'm pretty sure you can read it. And then so my son gives his ID. Oh, Air Force. I hate them.
Ooh.
I was like, oh my God. And Jonathan looks at me. She's like, let me tell you the history. She said, you need to know. Because you need to know both sides.
But we do know the history, right? But I keep going with this one.
So she says, you need to know both sides. Politicians, they're all crooks. She said, they're all wrong, all of them. She said, our country, she said, Serbia, she said, and I'm not quoting her. She said, once was Yugoslavia, they were bombed by the U.S. Air Force. She said, we were bombed for 78 days. She said, I wasn't in Belgrade. She's from Serbia, Belgrade, by the way. She said, I wasn't there. She was probably living in the States or somewhere else. She said, but I would call all the time, and my friends knew the routine when they were supposed to, I guess, take cover or something. She mentioned some 3-year-old girl dying at a party every time they get bombed. I asked her about Djokovic. I said, so did Djokovic struggle? I wanted to hear from someone that's probably maybe known him or, heard of him, or she was very passionate about him. She said, his parents owned a small pizzeria. He really struggled, something by the mountains. He really worked hard. He's really good. Every time he goes to Belgrade, he goes to the coffee shop. Everybody knows him. He stays there. If he sees kids, he'll play with them. Him and Ivanovic, they would practice like you said, in the ball pools. And she said, he really struggled. He's a very good person, she said. He will do anything for anyone. He's a very good person. And that's why we love him. And it is pride. For him to go to the Olympics, he's like, it's something huge. She said, it represents our country, and that is big for us. And she said, right now there's a basketball player that is shit, that he must die. She said, he must never come back to Serbia. I don't know which basketball player she was talking
this
about.
is a heartfelt story. Carla came in talking about it. I stopped stringing a racket under tension. It's her racket. Otherwise, if it was a student, I would not leave a racket under tension if it's not done. Believe me, I don't advise that. But I stopped what I was doing, and Carla's like, listen to this. And I
don't have a bank account there.
And I told Carla, okay, hold on. You got a whole lot of energy about this. Let's film it. She was like, no, I don't feel like doing it. Anyway, long story short, it's an amazing story, but you went into a bank to simply do something really quick and get out of there. And all of a sudden you are sitting down with someone that's Serbian, that loves their country and blindsides you and represents Novak Djokovic all the way to the core.
She was in tears when she was telling us the story.
On top of that, it got so passionate, and whereas she was able to voice her opinion about her, I guess not 100% copacetic thoughts for maybe the U.S. military or whatever, based upon what happened in Kosovo, or when Clinton was president. I think it was 1999 or something like that. So that means she's really passionate, and this is a respectable person and a respectable position. So it's not like this is some 13-year-old kid that's running around here and just shooting off from the hip. This is someone that is from there, raised there, still has their accent.
Has the accent.
And
she was passionate. She was in tears, and she said to my son, not that the pilots were wrong. She said, because there's someone that tells you what to do. She said, but I just want you to know what happened, because you need to know both sides. And my son just listened to her. But you could tell that it was very emotional for her. She would choke up on her words when if you were sitting there and she was telling you the story, you would listen and you would want to cry with her. I thought it was very touching for her to say the story, because I haven't been in that situation. I don't know what it is to go through that. I mean, I lived in the United States, thankfully. I never had to go through that, but you could tell she was very passionate. And she kept saying, Novak's a really good guy. He does a lot for everybody. He'll talk to anybody. He's going to the Olympics. He told his 6-year-old, I guess it's somewhere on YouTube or Twitter or wherever, that he wanted to meet Novak, and he told him, I'm going to Tokyo or something like that. But she said he's really a good guy, and him being with Goran is a great thing because he's Croatian. It's the same thing. She said, we were once Yugoslavia, and, of course, the war, what happened. But he says, I respect him. She said, and she mentioned, I love Coco Gauff. She said, I told her I'm a Serena fan, and she didn't really want to say too much on that. When she said, I love Coco Gauff and I love Osaka. I think she's been through a lot, but she was just really a nice lady to talk to, and she kind of, I'm like, I don't hate Novak. I really don't. I much respect for him.
I don't think you can even afford to even blink your eye at that anymore.
No, I don't hate him.
After that,
I guess she says he's been through a lot. I get it. I can relate to that because I've been through a lot in my life as well.
Yeah, and again, this isn't like this is some active tennis fan that's spamming comments or whatever. This is someone that was totally random in a way, right?
Yeah.
Totally random. Anyway, you mentioned, or she mentioned, by the way, this young lady. She was probably, I wasn't there, but
I looked her up and I sent her a friend request on Facebook. Her name is Slavica Prika. Slavica is what I saw. She's married. Her husband's name is Harper. So she doesn't have the last Serbian name, but her name is Slavica. She still had the accent. Wonderful lady. She did she notarized our paper, didn't charge us anything.
She probably was like, shh, I'm just
No,
kidding.
she was very, we took a while. She sat us down for a while.
Yeah, the bank is a block away, and then you can see it across the water from here. You can actually see it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were gone for a while. But she mentioned Goran Ivanisevic and the Djokovic camp.
Oh, and he said, do you know that he had problems with his breathing? And I said, yeah. I said, I knew that. She's like, his physio is one of the best. He's done a miracle, she said, because he had a lot of issues with breathing. Could the breathing have been problems because of what they went through as a country? Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know, because I'm reading here that Georgia says we are a country with most people that have cancer in Europe only because of U.S. bombs. So I wonder.
Well, okay, now I think in Vietnam, right, we had Agent Orange. The U.S. was dropping chemicals on trees as to where the pilots could see what they were trying to bomb. At the same point in time, though, there were people and troops underneath the foliage, and that caused lung cancer. My Uncle Bill, my mother's brother, oldest brother, died from complications from Agent Orange.
Slavica, is that how you're saying? So Sir John says, it's horrible, I can tell you, I've been bombed 24/7. I lost my neighbor, a young lady who was pregnant at the time. She died with the planes bomb crowded pizza with many people there at the time. She also mentioned there was a 3-year-old that was at a party or something, and they got bombed sometime at 9 o'clock, and she died as well. That's the problem with wars. There's always casualties. Nobody really wins there,
Yeah, the problem with wars is there's always politicians, and there's no such thing as a straight shooting politician. There's always an agenda. There's always a left, there's always a right, there's always someone in the middle, and you're always looking for extra money for future campaigns, and unfortunately that sways you to say certain things that you may not want to, but you need the capital, and wars are proliferated in this very same way. And the weapons makers just make the same money because they sell the weapons to both parties. We're not going to get into that here. We're not a geopolitical channel. We're a tennis channel.
No, I'm just telling you her story.
Take some comments.
Sanja A said, we have an American pilot that his plane was shot down. His name is Dale Selko. He's a very good friend with a guy who shot his plane down and comes often to Serbia. This year he was visiting too. Great guy.
Who is this? Go, pause here. What's the person's name?
Sanja A.
Sanja, big aircraft enthusiast. My father was a Navy pilot, and he's 82, long since retired. What aircraft did they fly? And he said his plane was shot down. Was he an American pilot or a NATO pilot, or was he
an American pilot?
Okay, so he was
a pilot of one. He was a pilot of 117.
F-117, so that's the stealth fighter. So during this time frame, and
Nighthawk.
Yeah, the F-117. Just a little while ago when we were talking about this, I was going to say I think this is when the United States showcased its F-117s. But then I remembered though in '91 they did it in the Gulf War already. But I think that the F-117 was basically pushed into the mainstream mindset. Is like, yeah, we're badass. If that's how you look at it, and we're going to be marveled by our weapons. Isn't there some saying that goes back thousands of years? Something like human beings are always amazed by their weapons. I don't really get this mindset, but nonetheless, the weapons companies really like this mindset.
I guess.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, wars are tough, and
isn't our Star Spangled Banner the same thing? And bombs bursting in.
Terry said, one question, Carla, do you recall ever hearing Roger specifically thank his mom and dad ever? I've asked because Novak does it all the time. I don't know. I don't.
It's a great question.
It's a great question, Carter.
I think so, though.
I'm sure, but I've never listened to their speeches. Like, I don't, and I have, but in other words, they're not recorded in my head. It's not something that's in my head. We can go back and look. Ground level tennis, I didn't expect such a hard topic from you guys, but it's true. Yeah, I mean, look, my dad tells me stories of what happened in Honduras, and there's many countries that go through a lot and still go through a lot, and wars are tough, you know, they happen, you know. Do I root for them? Hell no. I mean,
no, well,
you know, some people think, oh, they have to happen, you know, but that's the tough thing. Like, she was emotional. You think she still remembers it still hurts her. You know, it still hurts her, and she could be my mom's age, you know, and
I think that all the world leaders should sit down and just smoke a big joint and see if they can work it out in a different manner. I really do. I'm being metaphoric. It's a metaphor. I'm kidding, but life changes for a lot of people because of things that people have nothing to do with.
Sure.
And this happened to quite a few tennis players, Serbian, and in this time frame.
Well, she says that's probably why he is very tough. She said.
Good for him.
She said that was one thing I forgot to mention. She said he's probably very tough because of what he's been through in his life, you know, and so but they love him. She says we love him. She's like, he is Serbia, you know, right. We love him.
And one of the finest gems that we can get is a diamond, right? Some of the most prolific companies or athletes, whatever it is, you know, they wear diamonds. It's bling bling, right? I'm not a diamond guy. I do have my ears pierced, and I will wear small diamond earrings every once in a while, depending where I am, but not very often. But Novak Djokovic exemplifies something what I call the diamond approach, okay? A diamond approach. If you can approach whatever your objective is, and this objective is life in tennis for Novak, right? Life in tennis, that's it. And his country, his patriotic mindset, his countrymen, his people, and his game, his craft, and his wife, right? If you can have, here's my diamond. In my diamond, it's always Carla at the top. She's up here. Because if Carla's not there, I'm like, fuck it. I'm just like, I don't even know what to do anymore. But on these side diamonds, you know, I have the game, right? And then over here, I have Carla again, and I have Carla again here. So I have a very unshaped diamond. I only have like, Carla's my diamond. But Djokovic has all points of the diamond. Let me explain. Number one, his wife up here, okay? Number two, Vajda over here. Now, Vajda, I think, is one of the crucial elements of this tennis diamond. Okay, keeping the diamond balanced. You know, I put the what is it called? The jeweler's loop. You know, I get my jeweler's loop, and I see Vajda here. I see wife. Vida. I see wife. I see Vajda. I see Goran now. Not like Goran's got anything to tell Djokovic, right? Because Djokovic is by far the better player, even though Goran won his Wimbledon, respectively.
Maybe
coming as a wild card.
Maybe just someone to talk to.
But someone that probably the wife trusts a little bit to make sure homeboy doesn't get in any trouble, he doesn't. But what I'm saying is let's say I wanted to go to Las Vegas for a tennis tournament, Carla, right? Mm-hmm. And I was going to go alone. Would you rather me go alone or take Ryan Mason with me?
Oh, I'd rather you take Ryan
You'd want Ryan Mason to go with me. Yeah. Because you could understand that if I fucked up, that you could be like, Ryan, what the hell did he do? And he would tell you. That's what I'm saying.
Would you tell me, Ryan?
Man, hell yeah. I already know. Only the brothers from the streets.
Ryan would be calling me.
She'd be like, hey man,
Carla,
boys out of control. Get them under control, Carla. Anyway, but the wife surely wants someone like Goran around, otherwise he wouldn't be there. So you got the mentor, you got the coach, you got the tenacity, you got the fucking kick-ass.
All right, you don't have to curse every time.
And I'm making the context. Then so you have the wife, you have him, and now you got the brother that he can hang out with and have a good time with, and will make sure he doesn't get into trouble. And that makes kind of a perfect diamond, and that's really hard to find at any sport, whether it's basketball, football. The athlete that has the perfect diamond, because generally the wife wants to take all your money, and then you can't see the kids unless you pay. The trainer sucks, and he just paints this beautiful picture that he can train, but he really doesn't do shit, kind of like a lot of the coaches we know. Long story short is he has a diamond where all points are freaking spot on.
All right, well, I wasn't going that far, but okay.
It's true.
Am
I right or wrong?
Okay. I mean, you can't say the same. Okay, that's great, babe. But you can't tell me that Rafa.
That's why she's speechless.
You can't tell me that Rafa doesn't have the same diamond.
He does have the diamond.
Thank you.
He does.
I
didn't pull that away from Rafa. I'm just saying that Djokovic.
There are many other players that have that diamond.
No.
It's just who's better at it, which they're both very good at it.
The only reason why I don't think Uncle Tony and Rafa have the same dynamic as Vajda and Djokovic is because there is family involved there.
But that's why he has now Greg Moya, Moya.
Okay.
Moya is
good
his
thought
diamond.
process.
Moya has always been there for him.
And now he has his new wife.
Yes.
So
they've always stuck together. Notice how Novak and Rafa kind of have stuck with the same lady for a long. Well, same with Federer. I mean, we never saw him dating many people. Yeah, I agree. I'm not, like I said, he's not my favorite player as far as the whole tennis,
Who?
Novak, There's a reason why I feel connection with Rafa.
Because she's Spanish.
Right. It's the Latin thing. Even though he's not really Latin, it's just, it brings me back a little bit to my culture. Because every Hispanic person has, their ancestry comes from there. So that's why Rafa is my favorite, because he represents that for me. Just like you guys are Serbian and you connect with that,
Fair, you can't
ground
argue
level
that.
tennis says, in my opinion, Carla, you don't have to like him because of the story, just like another human. Some click, some don't. Exactly. But I don't hate the dude. Sometimes you guys think, no, it's not that. I like Rafa. Rafa for me is great. So is Novak. You gotta respect his game. I like Federer too. Why do you guys hate Federer? Why do you guys hate Federer? That's the question.
That's a great question.
That's the question. Why do you guys hate Federer so much? Personally, because I feel a lot of people hate Federer personally, but they don't know him personally.
Well, okay. If you go back to the very beginning, there was never an open embracement of the young Djokovic. He had to do things to try to entertain, hence the acting like other players, and would go out and try. He was trying to find his way. As Djokovic aged, now this is I'm from the West, man. You guys, 11% of our viewers are Serbian, so please tell me if I'm right or wrong. But as I remember, from a day in day out fan since I was like 2 years old, that I remember that Djokovic at some point in time began to have issues with the crowd. The crowd would boo him, and the crowd didn't want him to be around. And instead of him, cowering away and going away, I think he embraced it and dug in the trenches. He's had bombs fall on him before. Here he has bombs, but not nearly as bad. So here's the thing. Let me put it this way, Carla. I have been in some trouble in my life, right? Okay, I'm no stranger to trouble. Half my life ago I was a different person completely. But Novak Djokovic, you can't take the soldier out of him. He's been in a tough situation before, life-threatening, right? He's played in hollowed-out swimming pools. So now he's living the dream, his dream. And you're going to boo him? So I'm sure he's probably like, dude, I've had shrapnel in my ear whizzing by, and literally, and you're just going to boo me? I would laugh about it. So my metaphor to me is sometimes someone's like, hey, are you going to, and I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? Because I've been through that. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So when you've been through a lot, I think it's easier to make certain decisions based upon not being scared of something that you've already faced before, but on a much lesser scale. Does that make any sense?
Good comment, Rajesh. Novak is one of the ones who's gone through a lot in how media and Fed treated him in his initial days. Look at where he's now. He's an inspiration to all young people who want to achieve. Sure, anybody that struggled, you got Serena too. There you go. There's another lady who struggled, but a lot of people hate her. It's just who you click with. Why they hate her? I could tell you why they hate her. There's many reasons why. One is race is the biggest one. Two, she's a woman. Three, she's accomplished a lot that most people did not expect. Tennis was not supposed to be a minority sport. Let's be real. It was supposed to be a white sport, and that's a fact. So I'm sure, Rajesh, that you can give compassion to Serena as well, because that's another person that's been through a lot as well. Let's go to the next few comments.
Okay, real quick. Number one, Rajesh, great to hear from you. Rajesh means a lot to us as a family, personally, and here. So it's great to see that he is active, and much love to you. Rajesh, as always, single-handedly, Rajesh helped me walk again when my knee was absolutely obliterated, snapped in half, and I wasn't covered insurance-wise at that point in time. So needless to say, Rajesh Kuwar is like a saint to me. Never forget that ever to the day I die. Take it to the grave, no doubt. For eternity, because I believe in that too. But number two, you mentioned something along the lines of, Novak Djokovic is a champion, and why do people hate him? Something along those lines. Maybe not. Champions have a target on them. When you're a champion, you got a target on your chest, because the next competitor that wants that championship, they want you, right? Look at what UFC right now. Conor McGregor was this champion. Everybody had his eyes on him. Now he's a buster. Sorry he broke his leg that way. That was unfortunate. I hope he recovers from that. But nonetheless, champions are always a target. Why? Because someone wants to be that guy or girl with that target on their chest. Mm-hmm. Okay? So being a champion is part of being a target. However, Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer never got that. Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal throughout their entire career, except maybe when Rafael Nadal played Federer at first. When Roger Federer beat Nadal in a Wimbledon final, I think it was the year before they played again. And then Rafa won it, 9-7 and a dark fifth, something like that. Mm-hmm. But neither one of those players has ever walked onto a court and been completely crowd against from the very get-go ever that I can recall, except maybe Nadal was in the final against Federer when Nadal was still wearing capri white shorts at Wimbledon, right? Mm-hmm. Djokovic has dealt with that since day one. And here we are. No slams to men.
Let me tell you why.
And here we are.
Here's the thing that my son and I were talking about in the car.
Here we are.
I think this is the reason why. We were in the car, and I told my son, wow, she was very direct. Serbians have no filters, is what I said.
Good for them.
And he looked at me. He said, Mom, I think that's every country except Americans.
It's a good point.
And I said, you're right, son. I said, I think Americans are very easily hurt. Their feelings are easily hurt. And so that's what it is. He probably said something that shouldn't have been said, or maybe the American crowd, or how you guys say, the Western crowd, took it personal, and they never forgave him for that. And there you go. There's your answer. There's your answer. Nadal has a good way of speaking and knowing how not to hurt somebody. He watches what he says.
He's got a lot of publicists saying,
yes.
Okay. Here for me as a coach, and I'm making examples of things that we have to watch out what we say, at least here in the United States, at least for me as a coach, or Carla with us as a coach. There's things that are now, politically right or politically wrong. Like, you don't want to say this, that might be this-ism. And you don't want to say that because that might be this-ism. And you don't want to call this person that name because that might be this-ism. Here's some examples of some things that as a coach I've had to change in the last decade. Okay, number one, I can never tell a boy or a girl student when I'm trying to teach them to serve, right? No coaches want to work with kids on the serve. Most coaches these days are like, damn, I got to work with a kid on the serve as a beginner. Look, I went out of this lesson. I loved it. I have a lot of passion for teaching the serve, right? But we used to tell people when they were young, you don't want to throw like this. You're throwing like a girl. And we would make fun of it. And now you can't say that because it might hurt someone's feelings, or they may have some different gender-related issue that they may take it the wrong way. Number two, when I'm teaching beginners, sometimes I want them to feel the natural flow of the ground strokes, right? Forehands and backhands. I used to go up to younger students, female or male too, and get behind them and put my hand on their hand and wrap my left hand around this side and try to get them to feel the ball, just to feel it. Get loose. They're always so tight and rigid, and I'm just like, just feel the ball, breathe, ballet, hula dancing, this is smooth in, stay positive. But now I don't want to get around and touch somebody because I might get sued. So what to do?
I don't know. Why was it?
What to do?
Mm-hmm.
But I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
All right. Well.
Okay. Next topic, and we'll take topics at will, but Carla and I yesterday played a tennis match. If you haven't seen it, please go to that video. We put it yesterday. It's a match between Carla and I. The filming wasn't super great, but nonetheless it was workable. But Carla, for 3 years on this show, has lied to all of you. Totally lied to all of you, so you would hate me and just call me a buster. But that's okay. I dealt with it. I was Djokovic for the past 3 years on this show, and Carla was like, okay, well, let's play. Took her out yesterday in 3 sets. Okay? Filmed it. So, Carla, can I ask you a question?
Anyways, let me answer this question before you get to that. Because I'm so happy that you won, honestly, because you feel like a man.
Are you ever going to call me Sharapova again?
You won one match. One match.
I always win matches.
Much respect to you. You needed to win the match. I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
So it was a psychological necessary for me?
No. Congratulations. You earned it. No, definitely. I'm not making an excuse. When you lose, and that's it. You lose.
You lost.
You lost 10-8 in the tiebreaker. I mean, you won 10-8. I lost 10-8. Good for you. I won 6-4. Then I think you won 6-2. And then he bickered with me about playing a third set when the lesson was literally 45 minutes away. And so then you finally said, we agreed to the tiebreaker. Even though at 8-8 you were yelling at me for playing the tiebreaker because you thought you were going to lose.
You called me a P word.
So did you.
You called me a P word.
You started.
That's where it came from. I don't
You started.
I ain't going to do that.
You're like, how do you know I suck at tiebreakers? You won. Good job, babe. You won 10-8. Good job. And impressive with someone with a messed up knee. Good job. I'm proud of you.
That's right.
Did I have the better strokes? Absolutely.
Sound like Ostapenko.
Did that help me, guys? No, it didn't help me. Most of you guys said I was the aggressor. I had the better shots. But it just shows you in tennis, giving you compliments. The smarter player wins. And he was smarter with his pushing game.
Pushing?
He was smarter. With his defensive game, he beat someone that can hit the ball.
She couldn't buy a first serve.
She
couldn't purchase a first serve. I didn't have to hit my backhand one time yesterday. I was able to slice the whole way through. I didn't have to hit a topspin backhand.
Oh my, like I said, congratulations. If you watch the strokes, people watch the first set. I should have won that match.
You didn't?
But I didn't. I didn't take advantage of the short balls that he gave me. I missed my volleys like crazy. I missed my first serve, but it's still, even if I would have had my first serve, I think it still would have been the same result. I wasn't confident of my overheads. I was thinking Novak. I should have thought Rafa on my overheads. And again, the smarter pushing game won. He won. The defensive player won. Now I know how people feel against Rafa when they play him at the French Open.
Thank you very much. All that smack talk, you got nothing. All right, let's take some comments. Let's go. Comments.
Is the game on YouTube? Yes, it is, Michael Walker.
Yes, Michael Walker.
And my son said to me, "What are you doing, Mom? Stop trying to hit the ball and just play smart tennis." And I should have done that. But you know what? I didn't feel like hitting 20 shots. Ryan, maybe you do on Wednesday. If you guys want to go at it,
I'm gonna beat Ryan down bad. Ryan, is he on there?
He was on there.
Ryan, I'm gonna beat you badly.
George
it's
Rowling
gonna be
said,
bad.
"Did you let him win?"
That's funny.
At 8-8, I was very upset when he started complaining about the
Ryan Mason will beat you badly.
The tiebreaker that George. Honestly, I was so mad that it wasn't in my head anymore. I lost it in my head, and he won it. So there you go. Even though there was one viewer that said that ball look in, questionable.
It was clearly out. It was in the shadows, and believe me, I don't make bad line calls.
I'm here.
I love you. You know I love you. It's gonna be a tight match. But you're not gonna hit very many backhands.
Carla, you have a better ground stroke. Justin Duo hurt you with slices. Yes, that's what he usually does. Ryan says I'm confident for Wednesday. Darko is
Good
it
luck,
will be
bro.
interesting. Alex said Golden Slam loading, maybe. Novak, Alexander said Novak will be playing the Olympics. Yes.
Yes, let's talk about that for a second.
Do you guys think that he will be tired?
This is okay. Carla made a bet that if Rafael Nadal did not win the U.S. Open, that Carla would get. I've wanted Carla to get a tattoo for a while. I'm fond of them. I find them attractive. I have a body full of them. As a coach, though, I've never got them below the sleeve lines, but I have them all up my arms. I have them all over my back. And on below the sock lines on my feet. I've always wanted Carla to get a tattoo. She would never get one. Never, never, never to this very day. Being all jacked and swole up.
I am not putting one on my arm because I have enough muscles on my arm.
Carla has the muscles to get a tattoo and she never has.
I'm never putting one on my legs.
Out of nowhere the other day, we're doing this and she says, if Rafael Nadal does not win the U.S. Open, I'll get the tattoo you always wanted me to get. Okay, great. But shit, I forgot where I was going with that.
If I lose the bet.
Anyway, at the same point in time, we were. Oh, fuck. Anyway.
Why are you cursing?
I forgot.
Chill out with the cursing.
All right, not bad. Kids
Seriously. Yeah, some lady called you out. I think her name was Natasha.
Well, whatever. My kids aren't even here. I got an empty space, man. All day long, I gotta be careful when I talk to kids and do this and do that. I gotta do that.
Sir John, honestly, I do think it's better for Djokovic to skip the Olympics. I said it before, but I understand what the lady at the bank said. I get it, it's pride, it's their country. I get all of that. But I have a feeling that he's making a mistake. I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Oh,
I think B-Dog sent me the same message, that he would rather see him win the U.S. Open, do all 4 slams, than go to the Olympics and risk a slam.
Sorry for my brain fart, right? Where I was going with that is Carla, when she found out Djokovic was playing the Olympics, said, "Whew, thank goodness." And I was like, why? What does that mean? And she was like, I don't know if I want to get that tattoo. So if Djokovic loses the U.S. Open, I don't have to get the tattoo. And if he plays the Olympics, he'll be more tired. So maybe that will help Djokovic not win the U.S. Open. So she was like, I'm glad Djokovic is playing the Olympics. That was how it went, right?
That's how I said it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where.
So I was like, yes, I'm glad he's playing.
Wawrinka.
Good. Anyways, Michael Walker says, do you still feel like Novak will stay just as motivated now that he has to become the yardstick instead of chasing it? This is a new position.
That's a great question. It's a great question. That's a great question. How psychologically sound is Djokovic? But here's the thing. Is this a question we've been asking ourselves for many years and many slams ago? So I don't think we need to ask ourselves that question again.
Mm-hmm.
I do think no matter what, he in my opinion, Djokovic will always be chasing if he's tied with Nadal and Federer. He's still chasing, even though we know that the GOAT race is over because he has the same number and he owns both of them head to head. We know that. Mm-hmm. But I think there's always an excuse. Well, I think he's equally as hungry for that 21. Now at 21,
will he be hungrier?
Will he be as hungry? I don't know, but I can assure you right now he wants that gold medal, and I can assure you that.
Well, let's definitely put his name for sure.
Well, think about it. Nadal's not playing. We're not worried about Federer anymore. I told you guys that 2 years ago and you laughed at me. Now you believe me. Okay. But Nadal's not there. Not that he would beat. Are they playing hard court in Tokyo? I'm guessing hard court in Tokyo Olympics.
Probably.
I'm guessing.
Sense, yeah.
I don't think Djokovic will have too much trouble taking home the gold medal.
Well, someone said here it would be 3 sets.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
No, which is Novak, Rafa could lose in 3
Is the
sets.
final 3 out of 5? Is the final of the Olympics 3 out of 5 sets?
So, where's that comment? Okay, ground level tennis said Novak won't win in the Olympics. The only place where he can't control his emotions, and it's best of 3 sets.
Even the final. Some tournaments you'll have 2 out of 3 sets the whole way, and then
Nicola. Isn't that the name of the basketball players? She said he must never show up to Serbia because he's not playing for the Olympics.
What's it? No, Luka Doncic.
Is that it?
Is Luka Doncic, who plays for the Dallas Mavericks, is he playing in the Olympics for Serbia? Isn't it Luka Doncic that plays?
No, he's not.
He's not. Luka Doncic is not playing.
She said he's not. Nikola Djokic.
Oh, Djokic is another one. There's 2 players.
That's the one, Nikola Djokic.
So is Doncic playing though?
The final is the best of 3, yes.
No,
she said he's not playing.
Is it Djokic or Doncic? There's 2 different players. There's one that plays with Minnesota. That's, or excuse me, Dallas, the Mavericks, and he's a beast. Anyway.
Okay. Alex M., do you think the U.S. crowd will support Novak on making historic at Calendar Slam, or will it be business as usual? Hostile crowd. Man, I think New York is the toughest crowd to play in. They could be your best friend, or they could be your worst enemy.
Yeah, it will continue. Nothing's going to change there.
Kim Miko said he does risk injury with the Olympics, but injuries are possible even in practice or defending his ATP points at Cincinnati.
King Miko sent the hat, by the way. Thank you very much, King Miko, for the hat. Florence sent this hat, so I'm going to put the King Miko hat on.
This was a funny one. Sean Vataju said, who's going to be the biggest threat for Novak at US Open? Drunk fans or Karens?
There you go. Or the number one threat would be Novak Djokovic himself. Once again, he'd already have 21 if it wasn't for the ball lady that couldn't stick and move when she saw that tennis ball coming her way.
I wonder where she's from, because she looks European as well.
I know one thing. Her ass.
What about if she was from Serbia?
She wasn't. She had the short hair. She's not from Serbia.
Michael Walker said, I just watched Serena Williams' interview for Australia in 2017. It was guaranteed she would get 24 and maybe 3 more. What stopped that was the new generation of WTA players. Agreed. Yeah. But it hasn't happened in the men's, Michael Walker. It just hasn't.
I agree totally.
So everybody's telling me about this Roger Federer Rolex commercial. They said it's cringy.
How so?
Because they said it doesn't matter how many slams you have. Something like that. The commercial says that. I have to watch that. I haven't watched it. Honestly, I know someone sent it to me. I think B-Dog sent it to me. I haven't watched it yet.
So now we have a Forbes 500 company swerving into the translation of all our minds by bullshit marketing and ad swaying. Like,
McEnroe's commercial is funny though. That is hilarious. I give him props for that one.
Yeah.
That was like one of the best tennis commercials I've seen in a while.
Which one? The Geico commercial?
The one that have you seen it? It's a long commercial.
Yeah.
It's very good. It made me laugh. Let's see. Michael, you are so desperate for Novak to lose, laugh out loud. I will watch it, Michael Walker. Actually, Michael Walker does like Novak. He doesn't hate Novak. So he actually likes him, but he's more of a realist.
Yeah, Michael Walker's
a realist.
Yeah, he's a longtime tennis fan, generational. And he's just going to tell you like he feels it. You can't. You can debate things that Michael Walker says, but they're all truthful, and that's the dilemma.
Except his bet about
that's the dilemma
what's her name?
Into.
I forgot her name already because it wasn't that important. The French Open. What's her name?
Swiatek?
There you go.
She forgot who Swiatek was.
I forgot her name. That's my point about the girls who win the French Open one time.
Damn.
I forgot her already.
I tell you what, there's one French Open champion that did a one and done like Swiatek, in my opinion, moving forward, that I'll never forget because of her absolute beauty and her poise and grace and everything that was good about her, which was top to bottom. Like what? Like tell me who? Anna Ivanovic. Let's go, Anna Ivanovic. Let's go. Come on.
She's very pretty. I've seen her pictures. She was prettier when she was playing.
Who was?
Ivanovic.
Whoa. Don't be talking about my girl. Look, if she never if she never would have broke up with me, I wouldn't. Look, she broke up with me for a reason.
Justin, when she played pro tennis, very beautiful. She has lost too much weight after having a baby. She looks too skinny. She needs to go back to the way she was. A little muscular, a little more meat. She's too skinny. She looks like she's taller than her man, which makes me laugh.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I have a huge crush. A huge crush.
You have a huge crush. That's great. She's beautiful, but
huge crush.
But she is not. Her beauty is not. You know how some women, as they get older, they don't get better as wine does.
She always is great.
That's Sabatini, of course, because she's Latin. Thank you.
And
that's why Latin blood.
Beautiful.
I'm sorry, Latin blood. They age better. Sorry, guys. Don't hate me, but it's true. We get less wrinkles around our skin, right, Michael Walker?
You can hate me now.
Just saying, we don't age as bad, you know.
Don't hate me now.
The lighter skin you are, the tougher it is.
But you can't stop now.
Look at Sabatini, 51. She looks better than Ivanovic at 30-something.
You know,
just saying.
Yeah, one of the classy things about Gabriella Sabatini, we named one of our children after her. If you see Gabriella Sabatini to this very day,
she looks better.
Look, she walks around with a book. Notice she always better. Gabriella Sabatini always carries a book around with her. You know, it's not some iPhone she always carries a book, and this shows class to me.
She looks better.
Shows class.
I'm telling you, I know you guys agree with me. I mean, look at Sabatini and look at Ivanovic. I bet you 90% will take Sabatini.
I'm out. Oh, well, Sabatini, yes, I named my dog.
Over Ivanovic. I'm just saying she beat her. A 50-year-old beat the 30-year-old in looks, hands down. Hands down, baby. If I was a guy, hands down.
Okay.
She's too skinny. She needs some meat on her.
Hold up.
She lost her butt.
Poll question right now in comments. Poll question right now in comments. Put a 1 if you think Anna Ivanovic is better.
Look at her picture now, not before, now.
Or put a 2 if you think Gabriela Sabatini is better.
And let me tell you.
1 for Ivanovic, 2 for Sabatini.
Look at their pictures. Ivanovic lost her body. Something, she got sucked dry. Also, let's go to let me even give credit to a Russian. Kornikova beat Ivanovic still after having twins. Just saying. And all the way. Because you're Serbian. You have to say that, of course. Duh. Which one was one?
Has nothing to do with
One was what?
One was
You don't even know.
What was one?
Oh
what was
my
one?
God.
I think one was Ivanovic. Yeah, one was Ivanovic.
Was one Ivanovic or?
One was Ivanovic.
Anna's vegan. That would explain it.
Let's
That's
go.
why she lost her ass.
That's okay. That's okay. No, look, there is scientific proof.
She lost her ass.
There is scientific proof, though, that being a vegan will increase longevity. In other words, lifespan. So this tells the man that she is with that he's got a whole lifetime of looking hot.
Have you seen her man with the white hair?
He got lucky.
Yeah, he got lucky, or he's got something we don't know about.
Got that magic juice. Let's go.
Oh man.
Got that magic stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I got the magic stick. What was that? 50 Cent song? I got the
Asians
magic
too.
stick.
Rajesh, definitely. They age way better. They're just saying, Michael Walker says if Novak dominance for another year and gets to 24 and challenge, it would become boring. Nadal comes back and challenges him. Yeah, fun, but
I don't think so.
Been there before. What we need is some young to challenge. I agree.
I agree totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, the time is done. Just Novak gets his 21. Look, if he gets his 21 and just squashes the whole thing, so there's no, negative people that just try to continue to, if it ended at 20 right now, 20 apiece, it would be a bad thing.
By the way, congratulations to Monfils.
Oh, they got married.
I saw the picture. I love purple. I will never color my hair purple again though, but I love purple and I love her dress and I thought she looked very classy. Reminded me of my Russian friends, with their hairs up like that. Beautiful classical look.
Right, Pliskova.
Not slutty, because some women, they get married these slutty ass, man, that's a special day. You don't need to be like tight. I mean, it's a beautiful day. We don't need to be showing goodies. You can do that later. Monfils look great in his, tuxedo, purple tuxedo. I felt bravo to these guys, and I hope they last. And good to see a mixed couple. Just saying.
Let's go.
I love it. Yeah. What?
I'm just saying. This is excellent, right? Love this one. It was totally random. I didn't even write.
I'm just saying, I thought of the purple, and then I saw when Wildlife sent me the picture, I saw beautiful to see, beautiful for the world to see. There shouldn't be hatred. There should be love amongst us all.
Carla's feeling happy today. Let's go.
I'm just saying, you get tired of seeing the same old boring shit. What the hell?
We call that mundane.
Yeah.
Instead of saying the same old boring shit, you just say mundane.
Sissipas lost. Oh, he lost? Sissipas, the way he spelled that. I like that.
All right?
Yeah. Let's see. They seem like a nice couple. Yes, Sebastian, they seem like a nice couple. But I guarantee you she wears the pants in that.
You think so?
I know so.
Now Monfils has some good dance moves.
I know so.
Do you think they have dance offs? Now Monfils can get down. He's got flavor. You know what I mean? He can roll.
I'm telling you that she tells him, baby, chill out. Or like if he's acting like a fool, stop it. In her language. Stop. She'll probably he's like, yes, baby. Yes, baby. She's like, remember, I'm the better tennis player than you.
That's not how it works around here. I can go ahead and tell you that. It does not work that way around here. Are you serious? Don't let her bait you over this drama because that does not work that way. Carla has never told me nothing, ever.
No, I've never told you anything.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, but I am the better tennis player. But
anyway. I just beat you on film.
Anyway,
she's lied for all these years.
You know what he was telling my 10-year-old student? He's like, you can refer to me as first place. And then he's like, she's second place.
Right.
Though the students point to me that they like me better, but just saying.
Could you imagine for 3 years that she's lied to everybody?
I have not lied.
I'm so bad, and she's the dominant player. The
You
first time we film it, I blow her off the court.
Do you call a 10-8 on a
Who's
tiebreak?
lying now?
Do you call 10-8?
She's a retrial.
Do you call 10-8 a blowout?
She's a retrial.
A blowout is 6-0, 6-0, baby.
You lost.
Ryan, I'm cheering for you, bro. I'm cheering for you.
No, I got no shot.
Okay. Alex M said the tennis fans should support making of tennis history. Brainwash cult mentality. Bandwagoners are not tennis fans, but player fans with no love for the game as evidenced by their lack of decorum. Well, yeah, we can go back.
Good enough? Yeah.
Yeah. Alexander Ristic said, Anna's very beautiful and photogenic. Sabatini is 100% hot. Thank you. It's because she's Latin, baby.
Look, it's an equal ground for me. Again, Anna Ivanovic for me is so beautiful.
Justin Kiss a Carly.
But Gabriella Sabatini, I named my daughter after. So you have to understand they're both very big for me. But something about Anna Ivanovic is simply from my own personal bias.
I agree with you guys, but I'm saying when she was a pro, she was gorgeous. I always used to say she's so beautiful. I always used to say it. But after she had her baby, she got married. I feel like her husband sucked her dry.
Yeah, I was so sad when she got married.
I feel like her husband sucked her dry. You know how some men suck you dry?
Do I suck you dry?
No, thank God.
Do I give you life? Do I suck you dry?
Do I give you life?
Yeah, you invigorate me.
Okay. Sabatini has some corrections. I don't know. Did you go to her doctor and ask her, Alex M? Did she? I know many women do. Jennifer Lopez?
All natural. All natural.
We will never know. I don't know.
All natural.
Michael Walker said Gabby for 51 looks fantastic. I agree.
Get down.
Georgia said her man was captain of German football team.
Indeed.
Well, he sucked her dry.
Sucked her ass right out.
Ryan Mason said Justin better hope I pop a tire because I'm coming for you, bro.
Good luck. You're gonna need it for sure.
Michael Walker said
I hope you get the first set.
I believe that his goal, but I think it would be tougher mentally pushing the yardstick when it was running down. Okay. We'll see. I mean Novak right now has the world in his hands right now. Right? If I'm Federer right now, if you ask me who I want to be, Federer, Nadal, or Djokovic, can you shut up for a second? Seriously.
Do you remember this song?
Oh my God. If you were one of the three right now, you'd want to be in Novak's place because you have the 20, you are number one. Right now, you're unbeatable.
You just walked through Wimbledon?
You just walked through Wimbledon not playing well, so right now you'd want to be in
You would have walked through the U.S. Open last year, had 21 if it wasn't for the out-of-shape ball lady?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, I did hear that. I have a hard time pronouncing your name. Chukwuk Mika said, did you hear Novak say the winning run doesn't stop here? He sounds like someone who still wants more.
I agree.
Not just one more.
I do agree, yes. And again, it's long. The only problem with putting forth this much mental energy into body energy this late in a long season is what happens, Carla? We get injured. The only thing stopping Djokovic from fulfilling this Golden Slam, for fulfilling the U.S. Open, and fulfilling the Olympics is the damn injury variable. We know that, look, I've played this game since I was 2, and for the last 20, however many years, Carla and I have been on the court every single day, and we whack the ball every single day. And just one day, on a normal overhead, I jump up and came down and my leg snapped in half. I was 40 then, 39, no, I'm 40, I was in my 40s. I was 41, I think. Anyway, long story short, is sometimes when we push the body, our mind doesn't correlate with the body. So the mind's like, let's go, come on, I'll kill you, I destroy you like Drago and Rocky IV, I would destroy you. And there's sometimes our body's okay with that, but there's sometimes our mind is saying body go, and then body snaps. And I understand that Djokovic is very young, but on a realistic level, if he does push through the Olympics, which he's committed to, and I think he has a good chance of getting gold for his country, wonderful, love it, hope he does, can't wait, let's go, vamos, get down. Going into the U.S. Open now, after having played 3 majors, now the Olympics, surely he'll tune up one match Cincinnati or Rogers Cup for the hard court. and then he'll jump into the U.S. Open, the best of 5 sets on a very tough surface to play on in terms of pounding on the body, on a 34-year-old body, right? So eventually there's going to be that time where it's like, oh, yeah, I can't play another match, right? We've been through this before. I think he was even at the U.S. Open. He had an abdominal strain. Do you remember?
That was at the
At the Australian, abdominal strain. And so things begin to happen. I know for sure he's going to win another major. So whatever. I know for sure he's already the greatest of all time. For sure. You don't have to tell me anymore about it, right? But the thing is, as we push this hard through this long of a season, and you are 34, 35-ish, and you're still, sometimes you have to have someone on that diamond of a team that he has to say, Novak, we're going to have to step back some. Maybe the ultimate dream is to go ahead and win the Olympics to put the gold in the bag. Maybe so, maybe even not even play the U.S. Open. Surely he'll play it because he probably will just walk through the final again because there's no one else out there that's going to threaten him. But I think he has to be really careful with his body here, right? Because, oh shit, it just happened. It happens.
So the guy I can't pronounce his name from is from Nigeria. I actually have my son's roommate's from Rwanda.
Yeah.
And a very good friend of mine who plays tennis. We were juniors through we competed against each other, first, second place. She hit 2 hands from both sides. Her name is Marianne Kwame. So she's from Nigeria as
Excellent.
well. So I've met a few others that are very good tennis players. But your name is tough to pronounce.
We love you either way. Wow. All right, ready to go?
Yep.
Guys, we will see you very soon. Again, every major tournament, Wimbledon, US, Australian, French Open, we do shows every single day. When the ATP and WTA 1000s and premieres come around, we try to do it every day or every other day. We were able to do this topic today, blessed because it rained, but at the same time, she had this intervention at a bank from a Serbian viewer or a Serbian person. So thank her very much for that. Don't forget, at the U.S. Open, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Well, why? If you want to compete for $300 cash sent to you immediately, did you send the check out to the guy in Canada?
Yeah, I already did.
Thomas Chi, your check is on the way. The U.S. Open, we are going to be giving away $300 cash or a reel of Y-Tech strings or 5K tennis merchandise, but $300 is a given for the finals predictions for men's and women's. And then also we're going to be doing fantasy teams again, obviously, and we're going to give $50 to 2 people for sure. So make sure to subscribe to do that. If you're not subscribed and you enter a team, unfortunately, it's not gonna qualify. So just hit the button. We try not to spam things. We notice a lot of people on YouTube. Every time there's something in tennis news, they're like, "Oh, okay, well, let's put this up. Let's make these people watch this." We try not to do that. Keep it real. Hit the subscribe button. What you see is what you get. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you for watching us from Nigeria. He said, I'm watching from Nigeria. Now that I'm Nigerian and this is the second live I have caught you guys live post because of time difference. And he says you can call me Paul. I'm so sorry that I can't pronounce your name. Maybe if you can send it to me via email, 5ktennis@mail.com. And how some of the Serbian guys, they'll break it down for me so I can pronounce your name. I would hate not to be able to say your name, so, at least I could try.
Yeah, and Paul, by the way, small world, maybe this is not
What's up, Lori?
It's not significant, but Paul, my father did one of his residencies in medical school or just after medical school in Nigeria. My father's come to the house and shown pictures of young boys where they would be looking at themselves in a mirror and they would be beating themselves. Or someone would be hitting them, and they would have to look in the mirror and not break. They would have sunglasses on and be smiling, and people would be just beating them in the face. And if they even flinched or if they did not look like they were smiling or gleaming in the camera, then they would be ostracized or something from the tribe. But these are things that I was brought up seeing. That life isn't damn easy, and if you think that you can go out there and you get your panties in a wad because you got to cut the grass. Well, here, I'm going to show you some young Nigerian children that will get their face beaten in, and if they even flinch, they'll be kicked out. That's the type of the tennis environment that we were brought up in. Here's your opportunity. Take that shit.
Okay.
Fight for it. Life isn't easy. If you don't want to do it, guess what? Someone else will. And if you don't want to get real, get lost. That's all I'm saying. Everybody wants to bullshit, but no one wants to step up to the damn plate.
Are you okay? Yeah, I mean, how do we go from happy to now like
respect?
Yeah.
Life is tough.
Yeah, don't complain about third set tiebreakers because just
life is tough. Everybody wants to talk, and then at the end of the day, you realize that the people talking, the most of them are just selfish.
Don't complain about third set tiebreakers because life is tough.
I'm the champ though, and I got it on film after all your talking.
Don't complain about that because life is tough. Like he said, but he complained.
Be kind because everyone you meet is fighting a tough battle.
Like I said, don't complain about now. I just gotta ask the viewers, like, which game did you like better? My game, 1, Carla's game, 2, Justin's game. Please, let me read your votes here.
What would you rather have? A win, number 1, or a loss, number 2? I beat her ass. That's it. She got beaten. I beat her badly, and that's it.
Do you think that does good for everybody? Carla all the way, but we love you, Justin. 1.
Go, come on. That's what I'm talking about. Doesn't matter, because I own that. I won. I don't care. I won that. Fair and square. Let's go. Come on. Proof is in the pudding.
1,
look
right?
Look at the score sheet.
1.
Look at the score sheet. Score sheet. I walked off the field with the dub.
Carla's the GOAT. Thank you.
I walked off the street with the dub. Walked off the street with the dub.
Let me tell you something. I was like, oh, if I win, what am I gonna say? He's gonna be mad at me.
I'm gonna be mad at you. Now you're telling me I wear the pants. Now I wear the pants.
No, because he was complaining about the tiebreaker. Don't complain about the tiebreaker because the world is hard enough.
So now she's talking. This is how boxing.
You're welcome, Raheem.
This is how boxing promoters get their rematch money.
You're definitely rematch.
You want a rematch?
And you know what?
You want a rematch?
By the way, my racket popped. My favorite racket popped before we played.
Damn racket.
But Justin strung it, almost done. So when I play him, I'm beating him with my racket. Yeah.
All right, folks.
Thank you, guys.
Look, this is my racket over here. So
my racket.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm doing that now. Mm-hmm. All right.
Justin must work on squats for muscles.
I love it though. Yeah, I got chicken legs. I got chicken legs. Oh, by the way, thinking about that, when I was in college, people used to call me chicken legs. So I got a tattoo, and it's of a chicken hawk. See?
Ay.
Been called that a long time ago.
Carla's the GOAT, Justin, you're the wolf. Laugh out loud.
That's right.
Thank you guys. Thank you for watching us. We'll see you soon.